Oh man, every time I hear that smooth jazz playing on Monday nights, I know it's time for a good time here at KPFT HD2, technically 90.1 on FM, but we're not on FM, even though we are Effin Rager. Hey everybody, this is your host Connor Clifton, joined as always by my lovely co-host Ned Gale. Ned, how the heck are you?
I'm doing pretty fantastic. You call this smooth jazz?
I
feel like this
band.
is harsh jazz, big jazz.
Yeah, big jazz.
Wild jazz, wacky jazz.
All right, the secret's out. I don't know anything about jazz.
Neither do I. But I'm jazzed to hear it.
Yeah, I'm jazzed to be here on the show, man. Hey, let me ask you, how was your freaking weekend?
Oh, man, my freaking weekend. This weekend was the Galveston Art Walk, so Saturday I had some pieces up over at Devil in the Deep Brewery. It was pretty cool. I went over to the Galveston Art Center and checked out Quintron and Miss Pussycat. Had a really cool exhibit, as well as a name I can't remember, where they did a bunch of wood cutouts of Dairy Queen. That was super awesome. It was a really, really cool exhibit. If you're ever down in Galveston in the next month, if you're down there in the next month, go check it out. It's fantastic. Right. And go see my art at Devil in the Deep Brewery.
Yeah, and all right. Is there a place where we can find that on Instagram or anything? Do you know if the brewery has an Instagram?
At Devil in the Deep Brewery.
All right.
Yeah. And then Sunday, recorded some episodes of Honey, I Shrunk the Binge, which is coming back in February.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Save it for the plugs, buddy.
Okay, well.
But I am excited. I heard you guys recording. I heard about some of the episode concepts. And let me tell you, you heard it here first. Honey, I Shrunk the Binge is coming back in a big way.
Okay, save it for the plugs, buddy.
Yeah.
What about you? How was your freaking weekend?
I didn't do much of anything. Just watched a lot of documentaries on Saturday.
Right on.
A lot of documentaries. Hung out with Rahul, friend of the show.
Nice.
And Sunday, while y'all were recording the podcast, I went in my room and watched Avengers.
Cool.
Yeah, it was fun. And then at night, I was looking at that Super Blood Wolf movie.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it. I howled at it.
Yeah, that's right. We both howled at it. We went to the neighborhood bonfire.
I said, how does the moon do that?
We threw a bunch of Christmas trees in a bonfire. It was just a great time.
Yeah.
It was a little, Cody mentioned, a friend of the show, Cody was there and he mentioned to me, like, how many incantations do you think are being said tonight? And I told him, none right now. The moon's not completely eclipsed. But to be fair, I don't know much about satanic incantations, but speaking of our guest today, it's someone who I'm pretty sure knows a lot about demonic incantation. It's John Wayne Comunale. John Wayne, how the heck are you?
I'm great, Connor. I didn't know if this was the kind of show where I wasn't allowed to speak until you introduced me.
It is.
It is. Okay,
Yeah.
good. So I just went with that.
We turned your mic off, so even if you tried, you just look like a complete dud.
I'm used to that, though.
A lot has changed since the last time you've been on the show. We have that new rule about don't speak unless spoken to. And another thing that's changed, you got friggin' married.
I did.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's right.
You're a husband now.
I am. I am. I'm working towards being a kept husband.
Ooh. Wait, does that mean like you stay a husband, or kept as in like you're kept nice and clean, kept tidy?
I'm just kept. I don't have to work. I stay at home. I play with the dogs. I take cute pictures on my Instagram.
I'm in a small
I write
cage.
the next American novel, great American novel.
Ooh.
And, all those things. And then and my wife Katie supports me very much. I love her very much.
Also friend of the show.
Yeah.
Friend of the show. You guys have a lot of friends of the show.
Well,
We do.
Pretty
We don't have
popular
real
show.
friends.
The show is really, wow.
Nobody is me and Ned's friends. We can't find friends, but our show has so many friends.
I saw that the Instagram, your Facebook page has more followers than either of you guys have combined. So maybe the show is doing something right as far as friendship is concerned.
Look, we found a recipe that works for us, and we're nailing it.
That's cool. I actually prefer hanging out with the show to you guys anyway. So
Hey, completely understandable. Me too.
Yeah, I've listened to the show.
Yeah.
It's great.
it's all right.
So, John Wayne, for people who don't know, John Wayne is a near and dear friend to both of us. We've known him way before the show. You were a member of Micro Satan.
Yes.
And you're a comedian, a host, you're an author, a podcaster. You got all these different things going on.
Musician, yes.
Yeah, a musician as well.
Magician also.
What? Oh, my God.
Nah, I'm just joking.
So you're a prankster as well. Okay. But you've got a new book that's coming out. That already has come out, correct?
It did. Came out on Saturday.
Ooh.
Nice.
What can you tell us
And what's
about
the name of that book?
The book is called As Seen on TV. Much like the famed products that we all love that have made our lives easier for years and years. That's what the book is named for.
Nice.
Has nothing to do with anything like that.
Can you give us a synopsis of the book?
Yeah, absolutely. This book is about a serial killer named Artie who is obsessed with As Seen on TV products. In a weird way where he believes that within each product lies a secret extra power that they have, and he tinkers with them to unlock the extra cleaning capability or extra popcorn capability that these machines have. This isn't about him killing people. This isn't about a killing spree or anything like that. Artie's been a killer for years, 20 plus years, and he has gotten away scot-free every single time. He's never been even suspected. He's never been one of those serial killers that wants to get caught. He's always known when to leave town at the right time and pick up somewhere else. He's just very, very good at it, and he takes pride in the fact that he hasn't gotten caught and eluded and been able to live his life like this for so many years. Then one day, a strange man moves into the garage apartment next to him.
Ooh.
And he and Artie start having interactions that are odd and off-putting, and Artie starts to wonder if maybe there's some other reason why he hasn't been caught all these years, not just his own careful planning. So, I don't want to divulge more, but there's lots of blood, there's lots of popcorn,
Ooh.
there's lots of fun As Seen on TV products, lots of history. I actually did research a lot of As Seen on TV stuff when I wrote this.
Do you have a favorite As Seen on TV product, or rather one that you've actually purchased from TV or at CBS? You know.
Well, I've actually never bought an As Seen on TV product myself. Spoilies, yes.
Oh, I was just going to say, I don't know if y'all had this when y'all were growing up, but at the Woodlands Mall, they had a store
The
called
As Seen on TV store.
The As Seen on TV store.
And I don't know, when I was doing a promotion leading up to the book, I was posting those little I don't know if you guys saw them. I was posting little facts about As Seen on TV products, and then I would sneak in one about a serial killer in there. And 95% of all As Seen on TV products are purchased in a store rather than from the infomercials. But the infomercials still run because they're immensely popular.
Yeah.
Because it's like an advertisement to go buy it in the store anyway. So, but yeah, the business shifted. It was all call in, all that was the only avenue. Now they moved them, and you get I don't know. Are you guys sponsored by? Can I say Walgreens?
We're not sponsored by anybody.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, Effin Rager
you know
cannot
what?
be bought.
I'm not going to say any of the places you can get them, but a lot of places. And they do have those As Seen on TV stores. Those little, hey, here's a store.
Yeah, the times have
pop-up.
changed. People don't want to order stuff from a phone. They want to go to a store and buy it.
And buy it, and they want to. And
It's been a complete shift. Yeah.
It's such a, and you know what? It's going to bounce back though. Everything comes back around. Soon we're going to be calling in 1-800 numbers to get things.
Hey, speaking of calling in, I think we should come up with a product as heard on this show.
Oh,
that we can sell people, and they can call in, and we'll take orders and sell it. Because look, we're not making any money doing this show. We need a little bit of side cheddar. We need some cheese coming out.
Okay. What do you?
Well, speaking of which, I got some market research here. I got some comments over here on the page.
Okay.
Jack Killen asks, is this book better than Death Packs and Left-Handed Paths? Because that's my favorite so far.
Oh, I can tell you, Jack really, really loved that book.
Thank you, Jack. And I really, really love Jack. Shouts out. But that's one of my books. That's the first Grindhouse book I put out. This book is also on Grindhouse Press, my third one that I've done with them. And, I don't like to think as any of my babies are better than the other ones. But I'll say that I do grow with each one. Each book I write. This is my 7th book. And I actually consciously know that I write different now than I did 2 years ago. Even it's a growth, learning from what you do every single time, and just applying that knowledge back, so it just so it keeps growing. So I would say this would be like you maybe see like the biggest growth, maybe like a solid. Maybe my voice is solidifying a little bit in this one.
Okay,
That's
so
really. Go ahead, Nick.
Oh, I was going to say this is just a product idea. I'm hearing growth, and I think people might want to buy a growth for their body.
ED.
Because people want to show that they're growing. So if we have a growth you can buy, something you can put on your neck,
Why not like
on your
shoes
forehead,
with like bigger platforms on them so people look
platform
taller?
shoes.
Or arm extensioners.
Ooh.
What about like Kuatos?
Oh,
If we got like,
a little quad on your stomach.
but yeah, and they just remind you to do things. You know,
Ooh.
like don't forget to get the laundry. You know?
Wait, is that like Krang? What is that?
Oh my god.
What? Well, wait,
Total Recall.
kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kuato's pretty
no,
similar
it's
to
not
Krang.
like Krang at all. Krang was a brain that controlled like a robot body. This is a being that was growing off of Arnold Schwarzenegger that was telling him stuff like you need to get like what did he say?
Open your mind.
Yeah, it was crazy. So it's nothing like Krang. But thank you for bringing up Krang.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah,
He-
it was
he-
just.
he
I
was
think
a-
I'm going to sell Krang.
Yeah, you're gonna tell
was-
Krang.
Yeah, I'm
He was-
selling Krang on the streets.
He was a killer character. Oh, what if there was a drug called Krang? It was
Krang.
pink?
Crank.
Oh.
We should, if we're not going to sell Krang, we should at least sell the pilot of our new cop drama where they got to take Krang off the
Are you
street.
talking about Krang 2 High Voltage?
Oh man. Oh.
Well, look, I guess we're in the drug game now. We're going to be selling Krang. If you want to buy some Krang from us, some hot, sticky Krang,
I like-
give us a call at 713-526-8737. We were told that we say the number too fast, so we're slowing it down.
Here's something though we could incorporate with that. You earlier you asked what my favorite product was.
Yeah,
We got
yeah.
off the tangent though.
Is it Fushigi?
I just don't ever talk to me about that. I've always had a fond passion in my heart for the clapper.
Ooh.
An oldie but a goodie. But when I was a kid, that commercial was on all the time. All the time you heard that.
That's where you clap on, clap off light.
Yes. And I always wanted one so bad, but we never got one.
Now, don't try to demonstrate it in here because
I'm
this
not.
entire studio is hooked up to a clapper.
Right.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, like I told you I was doing research. You know, when those came out, the commercials make them look so cool, but they would respond to any like the door closing, the dog barking, if you coughed. Like they responded to all
If
these
your big
different
mouth Billy
signals.
Bass started singing.
Oh no! Don't no! You get stuck in like a vortex. Like everything's going back and forth.
Your lights are
It's like,
flashing and
Well,
a vicious signal.
that's how they used to throw raves. It would be turning on and off with.
I don't know, man. They might. We were speaking about incantations earlier. I think we might summon something like that. But I love the clapper. So there's like a chapter in this book that's actually just like the history of the clapper.
What is it?
And it
You're like
ties
Herman Melville.
It ties into like how the character like always wanted a clapper, and how like he got so close. And
I think I always wanted a Snuggie, but only so I could wear it like a spooky cloak. I wouldn't wear it the right way. I'd wear it like a robe.
That's you just.
I
need to
think
get
that's
on
how
that-
you do
Get
it.
on that robe life, buddy. Dude. I got that robe with the hood. It is so nice.
Where'd you get it? Did you see it on TV?
No, I ordered it on the internet.
Oh,
We had the rival brand, which was Slanket,
oh, I've heard of Slanket.
which is the funniest name. It's a Slanket.
What do
That
you got?
sounds gross.
We got another comment.
Everyone's saying they overreacted to those claps in the commercials. They'd clap and like, "Ah!"
Yeah, it was nuts. Oh man, I totally lost. Oh, the robe, dude. Robe life. Sorry to take you off track. Am I? I see you've got I know you've got a long list of questions there that you've
This
done
show is
research on.
I've been
and I
doing a
see
lot of
you're
work.
going down your bullet points. but
No,
if I
no,
can just-
we're actually at a robe block here. So I mean, go ahead.
Ned, I swear to God, one more of those and I am out of here.
As long as you're talking to God,
Can
baby.
I come with you?
Yes,
Can I
please.
just like start a new show with you?
No, we were talking about my wife earlier and how like we got married. So after we got married, we went up to Fredericksburg for a few days, like kind of like a mini honeymoon because we'll go on like a bigger trip later or something. Hopefully, send money. And so we just went out to Fredericksburg, had like an Airbnb, and it was nice, little German town, whatever. But they had robes there, and I was like, I'm gonna put this robe on, and it had a hood, and I was like, oh, this is the best. So I ordered myself a robe. And it was there, like already waiting when I got home from the trip. And I was like, oh, yeah. And I put it on. It was all soft. And I put the hood on and everything. And it was like, heck yeah, great. Like 3 days later, I was at the day job. Con Man might have been there. And I start itching.
Oh no.
Oh, I remember.
You remember this?
Yeah.
So I'm like, what's going on? And I went in the bathroom and I kind of like pulled up my shirt and I had all these welts just growing all over my body.
Kuatos everywhere.
Little Kuatos everywhere. And
Krangs?
I cut them off and turned them into Krangs.
Kuato become Krang.
But it was like clearly an allergic reaction that I was having, but I didn't know from what because you always say like, what did you change? Did you change your detergent? Did you use something different, a different soap? And I'm like, no, couldn't have. The only thing new was the robe. I'm like, couldn't be the robe. But no, who's allergic to robes? And then it was everywhere. Like it was on my private areas. It was up the space that's in between those private areas.
That's what happens when you buy a steel robe. Well, a steel wool robe.
Turns out. Long story longer, it was 100% polyester, and apparently I'm allergic to that. It was like, and it's like this weird, I guess the way it was because it was all soft and stringy, like it felt like
microfiber.
It felt like an ecstasy dream, like chemically but kind of comfortable, just like that. And I went to like one of those emergency clinics. And I was like, I don't know what's wrong with me. The doctor was like, well, you're clearly having an allergy reaction. I was like, I don't know what to. And she was like, well, it's to something. So let me give you a shot and give you a steroid pack. And
you're trying to sell Connor on robe life?
But no. But
I might not be allergic to...
Look. And then it turns out, like, it was the robe.
Dang.
Because it was everywhere that the robe touched. Because it wasn't like there was like this V kind of down the front of my chest,
and on the back there was a patch that said JWC.
Yeah, exactly. And my tops of my feet and my hands weren't broken out, so that was what it was. So I made Katie take it away and burn it.
But
you could have given it to Connor.
No. I would much rather burn polyester.
We didn't burn it, but we should burn it. Can we burn it and make it a segment on the show one time? Maybe show the video?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, we'll do anything for a like. Yeah.
And then I can throw it into your pool, just for old time's sake.
Joke's on you. We don't have a pool anymore.
We do. It's gathering dust outside.
Yeah, we've really been half-assed.
I'm pretty sure the pool outside has just become like a snake cave. No one's touched it in weeks.
That could be fun.
Oh, man.
But anyway, I got a better robe, okay? Long story short.
Good. Okay,
I did get one.
Good.
It's like all 100% cotton. It's thick. It's nice. It's got this hood. You feel like you're a Sith Lord.
Ooh,
I like the
you guys
hooded
like
robe.
the Star Wars, right? You guys like that?
I'm into Star Wars.
I'm more into trekking them, but yeah.
You're into Star Trek?
Nah, I'm not either.
Oh, okay.
I'm into the Walk of Stars.
I don't know
LA, baby.
Well, see ya.
Yeah.
Understandable.
Oh man, you've written so many books. How many books? Hang on a sec. Are we still doing like we talked about a segment? Are we still doing that? You still want to do a segment
about books?
We can do that segment, absolutely.
Okay.
But I do want to make sure that everyone knows my book is available on Amazon.
Where's the best place to find it? Amazon?
Right now, like all of my books are on Amazon. These are published by real publishers, and they're on Kindle as well. They're all also on the johnwayneisdead.com shop page. As Seen on TV isn't up there yet because I don't have the physical copies yet, and I don't want to take orders without having the stuff yet.
Yeah.
So it's something weird about with small press printing, you can't actually order the books until you publish them because you work through Amazon. It's a big thing. I don't want to get into it. I think I actually just explained the whole thing, but so I have to wait. I had to wait to get some. So they'll be up there soon, but you can get it now at Amazon.
At what point is the John Wayne box set coming out where I can buy all the books at once?
Interestingly enough, no, something like I was talking at BizarroCon that I was just at last week in Portland, Oregon, with some people that were talking about some of the small presses, or one of them might revamp and re-release some old titles.
And you're saying re-vampire?
Yeah, and I was like, re-vampire them all, baby. No, so I don't know, like that would be cool if one of my books was got like a new look and then re-released or something.
I would love a gritty reboot of
but there's also like these one like presses like a Thunderstorm Books, I think it's called, that does hardcover runs for a lot of indie authors.
Whoa, that's awesome.
Yeah, they just buy the rights for like that run, I guess, and then put it out. So a couple of my friends, like Lucas Mangum, had one. Shouts out. He has a new book coming out on Grindhouse as well in March, I believe. So check him out.
So the last time you were on here, we did talk about Bizarro Fiction. And recently, while we were at work, you and I were talking about trying to explain to people what Bizarro fiction was. And I've always considered your work would be really, really interesting to do a film adaptation of. But at the end of the day, I don't think anything could do it justice better than animation. Just because of how wild and balls to the wall some of your stories are, and the things that happen that are, there's a big magical realism element to all of your writing. Have you've done some animation? Have you considered adapting anything you have written to some kind of other medium?
I mean, I would always be open to that. I'm still recording the audiobook of Death Packs and Left Hand Paths right now.
I would love a radio drama of Porn Star Retirement Plan.
That one might actually be a good one to do that too, because it's just a lot of work to put in all those sound effects.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm truly horrified for that sound design.
Yeah, because I was sitting there and I was recording like the first few chapters of Death Packs, and as I was going, I'm doing all the voices and stuff and taking notes, and I was like, oh man, like an explosion right here would be so cool. And I'm like, what am I doing? I'm just going to make this 100 times harder for myself.
Do it. Make it harder.
Yeah. That's a big production. Nothing worthwhile.
Whatever.
Like I had a friend who does sound design, and he picked up some extra money working on a porn thing, doing like extra sound design for it. Literally all you need is 2 pieces of chicken.
Raw slap together,
rub them together, squish them together, stir them together,
stirring a pot of macaroni and cheese.
Yeah, and then at the end you get to cook that chicken, baby.
Heck yeah, man! You guys are making me hungry. I just came from work.
Get yourself.
Wait, is there mac and cheese down here?
Let me see.
Oh,
the station doesn't usually.
Those who,
look, you better hit the 7-second button on that one.
For those who are listening, I reached under the table and pulled out the double middle finger.
2 middle finger.
John made him look. It's so weird. Okay, so in the studio over, I don't know if you can see, but that's former mayor of Houston, Anise Parker.
Oh, cool.
And we're making. She's probably giving some beautiful story about her time and trials and tribulations growing up and what she's doing now, and we're over here just like
playing Angry Birds.
Here's my middle finger.
It's crazy. She canceled on us and said that she had to wash her hair tonight. I don't know why she's right over there.
Her hair does look pretty clean.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it's pretty lustrous, like
impeccable.
shiny. I bet dude, she's over there right now. She keeps glancing at us out of the corner of her eye. I see you, Anise, and she's saying, "I wish I was over there." Man, those guys look like they're having a blast.
I wish I was raging with the boys.
I'm here telling some boring story about blah blah blah. Those guys are raging over there.
I want to tell them about my brush with the cops.
Oh, man, and and I really have a hankering for mac and cheese right now.
Are they talking about Krang over there?
Krang, we got to bring Krang back in some big bad way.
That was a big initiative during her time as mayor. She was pushing pro Krang in the pot.
She's like, I want Uber out of the streets, but I want everyone to have a personal Krang robot.
You can't feed the homeless, you can't take an Uber, but Krang everywhere.
Uber out of the streets, but Krang in the sheets.
Once we figure out what Krang really is.
Oh, it's not a big sloppy brain that you do things to.
Why does it have to be sloppy? It's got arms.
I just want to say I'm really impressed. I haven't sworn, cussed yet. Or cursed, use a curse word.
Yeah. I mean, we slip up every now and then.
But I feel like Ned, every time I'm talking, I don't know if Ned, you're just really excited to see me, which is probably that. But you're just looking at me like you're waiting for me to drop an F-bomb. Like,
oh no,
so you could.
That's me. No, Connor pushes the button. I'm sitting here like salivating at the mouth, waiting for a pun that I can make.
Yeah, that's right. You are.
Setup.
That's me blankly watching someone and be like, "What word can I manipulate for a funny?"
Oh, you're one of those guys. There are people.
A comedian.
There are people who wait for you to finish talking so they can say what they want to say, and then there's Ned. He's like, I'm just gonna listen for some joke and then make a pun real quick.
I'm still listening. I'm processing.
No, I'm not saying you're not listening. You got to be listening, because if you just made dumb puns that had nothing to do with the conversation, you wouldn't be the shining star you are. You're
dumb pun sounds like dumping.
That's why you're number one.
He said
that's why you're the best.
God, you're a rising star. You should be in another remake of A Star Is Born. You could play it.
It's been long enough. Yeah. It's not out of theaters yet. We should just remake it.
You could be Gaga this time, though.
John Wayne, you love movies from the 80s. You're a big horror 80s movie fanatic. You're a big. I feel like you like
those
the
kind of
Goonies
things. Yes.
And like the.
No, I don't like the Goonies.
You don't like?
That's a big point of contention. A lot of people have with me is I wasn't a Goonies guy.
I don't
my
like the
friends
Goonies
be like,
either.
I can't believe it. But that's those those people, it's fine that I don't like it. It's fine that they like it. It touched them in some way that it didn't touch me, and that's fine. Much like Mandy touched a lot of people in a way that I just don't understand. But that's not for me to understand. I'm not here to talk about that.
We're not here to talk about Mandy tonight, guys.
But
the phones are blowing up.
Nicolas Cage?
All these different franchises and movies that you've watched, is there anything that you really want a remake of, or is there anything that you yourself, if given the opportunity, would want?
Yeah, I was going to say, which series would you like to add on to?
So Hellraiser is probably one of my favorite franchises. But here's the thing, though.
My money was on Gremlins.
They just did a new Hellraiser recently that they added on. They replaced Doug Bradley as Pinhead. The one before that, and then this one came out, and the one before that wasn't that great. I didn't think it was okay, whatever. I like all of them, but for different reasons. Mm-hmm. This one that came out, I thought it was pretty awesome. I was into it. I was like, heck yeah, this is cool. They kept it really dark, and I don't know. They just stayed true to the thing. It was cool. I liked it. So I don't know if I'd want to. I would write another Hellraiser, but it seems like they're doing a good job of that. I would go back and forth from that maybe to Nightmare on Elm Street. Ooh. Because I've been getting back into that a lot lately.
Yeah.
I watched.
I feel like those are really easy to write.
Well, it's
the
interesting.
murders are the hard part, but the dialogue is just you just got Ned make a pun, and then he goes, bitch. And then
because those are my favorite parts. In part 5, when the girl, they feed her to death in the thing, and he pulls the tray open. He's like, "Bon appetit, bitch!" That.
Spoilers. What
I
the
love
heck,
that
guys?
shit. But I love that stuff. But I started watching them again, and then my buddy Nick P and I, shouts out, friend of mine, not of the show.
Let's keep it that way.
Fair enough. He's a tremendous movie guy, and we watched this documentary called Never Sleep Again. That's about the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. Ooh. And it's 4.5 hours long. It's very long. We watched it over the course of a day when we were in Georgia at a convention. But it was very cool to see how it changed every single time. What?
I'm just giggling at the idea in this documentary, if Alejandro Jodorowsky's in it, he's like, you see, when that dog peed fire, that was when the franchise really kicked off.
John Wayne, your sister's spreading some stories about you here on these comments.
What is she saying?
She just said, ask me if you need any embarrassing stories. And Mark Wang asked, what age did John Wayne stop wetting the bed? To which she replied, that's a tough one. How old was last week?
That's good. Yeah, I still wet the bed. I actually sweated through the sheets on Saturday night, but it was cool. I was in Chris Jett's guest room bed, so it's all good.
So it wasn't my sheets.
Chris Jett.
Chris Jett? Friend of the show.
Yep. Yeah, Chris Jett is definitely a friend of the show.
But anyway, I was watching that, and one of a writer that I've gotten to be pretty good friends with, John Skip, friend of mine, who's written many tremendous things. He's directed a few shorts and movies and stuff, and he wrote Part 5, The Dream Child, originally with his writing partner. And he's in the documentary. Now, I've talked to him a little bit about it before, but then I see him in the documentary, and I'm like, okay. And he basically spills it all. They took the script, and they were like, you guys made a Nightmare on Elm Street, Clockwork Orange type, thing. And they're like, yeah, that's awesome. And they're like, no, we don't want that at all. I'm like, but I thought you did want that. So they changed everything about what they did, and he explained it more to me. Actually, this last weekend when I was talking to him about it, I asked him what it was, what was it like? Was it still his story, and they just changed bits of it? And he just said it was watching you're created, your child just killed in front of you over and over again, or something like that. It was some awful thing, because they had done all those death scenes, the one I was talking about where she's force feeding herself to death. That was he told me that was one of his favorite scenes to write. But they changed it so much that it just became he doesn't even want to watch it. So
I can only imagine what it originally was, where it's so far removed, where maybe she's just having to lick so many envelopes, until her tongue falls off, and he's just return to sender, bitch.
Yes, that would be funny. But it wasn't that. I think it was much darker than because they lightened all those
Yeah,
those
I
movies
saw the
up.
script for that. Didn't she originally have to eat her own butt?
God, Ned.
All right, guys. Do we have any other questions? I've got other places to be.
Why's the mayor leaving?
I'm supposed to leave with her.
The mayor is leaving.
I'm driving the Pope Mobile.
God, she must have. They must have.
She's coming over here.
Oh,
What's up, girl? What's up, girl?
Uh-oh, she looked at us.
Hey, wait. If she
Everyone
does,
look away.
Should we wave her in? Should we wave the mayor in?
No, I don't.
Would that be too weird?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
100%. Do it.
I'm panicking.
Just do a one finger. Do a
Okay.
teacher beckoning.
Oh, she's not looking at us. She
You're such a-
seems. Oh, she's gone.
Well, there we go. We blew our shot.
Did she just give us the double birds?
She reached under the counter like she was going to pull out mac and cheese, and then she just gave us double birds.
Oh my God, she's giving us all MAGA hats. What the
Oh
hell?
my!
What is
What's
this?
going on? What kind of show?
Wait, she's coming in. She's coming in.
Hello. Oh my! I can't.
Mayor Parker.
It's me, Krang.
Oh, it's Krang the whole
She
time.
lifted her shirt.
no.
She's got a Krang in her.
Mayor Parker's a robot the whole time. I am so sorry, Mayor Parker. I voted for you. I'm a big fan. I can't believe we're doing
I
this.
regret nothing.
I don't know. I thought it was a good bit.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was.
She'd agree.
I'd have went with it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, look, John Wayne, you got to get going pretty soon, right?
Yeah,
You
actually, I
got
got to hit the road.
time? All right.
I don't have a
Well,
lot of time for
man,
you guys.
We've got a little bit more time. Well, I mean, we can kill time. We can try to get the mayor again. or
We'll
something
figure
like
it
that.
out.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll figure it out. But hey, John Wayne Comunale, you're a great friend of the show, and we'll see you around soon. Okay.
Okay, thanks, guys. Check out my book, as seen on TV.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right.
Maybe I'll be. I don't know.
Well, we'll see you, buddy.
All right, bye.
Cool.
Okay.
Should we take a break or something? I feel like we need to kind of figure out our thoughts here.
I mean, I've got some music or something.
Okay, yeah, let's pop on a track. Let's chill out for a bit.
Okay.
Guys, if you're listening, why don't you kick back and enjoy some music from the band John Wayne is Dead.
Oh,
Just kidding.
that was not what I did.
What kind of music you putting on?
This is ABBA.
Oh, it's also not plugged in, you goof.
What am I doing wrong? Is it playing?
Very quietly. There it is. Ooh.
I don't know. I couldn't find a radio friendly one. I forgot to ask for a radio friendly John Wayne is Dead song. But I like this song.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. Aren't they a husband and wife team? What? I asked you a question, Ned.
What? Husband and wife team?
Yeah, ABBA. Aren't they?
Yo Gabba Abba?
Aren't they like two spousal?
I don't know.
Couple? I hate this.
I didn't expect you to put on Abba.
Here's a better one. While this plays, Ned, tell me real quick, how are your resolutions going for 2019?
Resolutions are going pretty well. Been working on more art was the plan, just did an art show already a month in, so
That's
feeling pretty
awesome,
good.
man.
How about you? Oh, someone's here.
Oh,
Okay.
geez. All right. Well, let me cut the music out here.
Are you sure?
Should we open the door together?
Yeah.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Reach.
Hi there.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Hi. They told me to come here. I'm supposed to be the guest.
Who's they?
Oh, okay.
The people.
Who's they? More like, who are you?
Yeah.
Mayor Parker was just out there, and she said that I was supposed to come in here.
Oh my God!
Oh.
You work for the mayor?
Well, in a roundabout way, I do work for the city right now. I'm employed by the city of Houston.
Oh, okay.
cool.
What do you do for the city?
Well, I'm mostly what you would call a problem solver. I come into different cities and I'm hired, and I kind of look at things on a big scale, and
What?
I solve problems.
Oh,
like
that's
the Music Man.
Yeah, well, we have so many problems in the city. It's perfect you're here. We just saw a lady dumping a bench just on the street when we pulled up.
I'm sorry. Did you know that my name is Paul?
I did not know
Oh,
your
yeah.
name was Paul.
Where are our manners?
Oh.
Paul, I'm Ned. Nice to meet you.
Ned, nice to meet you.
Paul,
Mayor Parker said you boys were polite. I didn't know.
Well, I mean,
She's not wrong.
We can't bat 100.
Yeah.
Do you have a last name, Paul?
Yes.
What is it?
Jahazen.
Paul Jahazem?
Oh, no, I was sorry. I was clearing my throat. It's Smith.
Paul Smith.
Paul Smith. Okay.
Okay, Paul Smith, the problem
Paul
solver.
Smith.
Mhm.
Oh, PSPS. Huh.
Yeah.
PS, your initials are the same as your job.
Well, I'd actually, we're in litigation over a gentleman's club that likes to use those same initials. So I can't use them right now.
Oh, okay. I
What's the gentleman's
apologize.
club?
Please don't say it on the air if it
Do I need to
involves
hit
what
the
I think it does.
All right.
I could say one of those words on the air.
Yeah, that's okay.
Well, if the S is stuffer, I don't want to hear the first word.
Fair enough. Just know that it's a sore subject right now. So we're working on it. But thank you for that's it.
Well, I'll keep my fingers crossed for you, man. I hope the lawsuit turns out in your favor.
Thank you.
Paul, have you solved any problems, I guess, since you, like, how long have you been in Houston now? You say you go town to town.
I am new to Houston now. I just, like I said, I've had some logistic meetings. Mm-hmm. That's why I was did you not? I was right across in the other studio from you.
That's
did
right.
you guys
You
see
were
me
the person Mayor
over there?
Parker
I was.
Man, I was so lost in Mayor Parker's eyes, I didn't even see the people around her.
Yeah,
She's got a presence.
Preaching to the choir, my brother. One-on-ones with her are out of sight.
So you've been working for Mayor Parker? You've been solving problems for her?
Well, I'm here. I've been brought here because of my success coming off of past projects.
Okay.
And I recently had very successful go at solving the homeless problem. In Portland, Oregon.
All right.
And so the mayor had me come to here and to Houston and solve it on a bigger scale. That's Portland, Oregon, Alabama, by the way. It's the city is Portland, Oregon.
That's one word. Mm-hmm. Portland, Oregon.
It's
comma.
there's Portland, Oregon, or in Oregon.
Yeah.
And there's Portland, Maine. And there's Portland, Oregon, Alabama. That's
right. And there's Portland, Maine, Mississippi.
Gotcha. Okay.
Says you.
All right. So how'd you solve the homeless problem in Portland, Oregon, Alabama?
Well, in Portland, Oregon, Alabama, it was a little bit different. You have to understand Houston's a very large city. This was a smaller scale. What I did was, well, sometimes homeless people are called different names like bums or
hobos.
Hobos.
Layabouts.
What do hobos love?
Beans.
Chili. Hobo chili.
You're close.
It was either that or top hats with the tops flapping up and down.
Or bindles.
And fingerless gloves.
All right. So I don't know about all that, but in Portland, Oregon, Alabama, there was two homeless gentlemen. And what I did was I cooked up a big pot of hobo chili, and I wafted it over, and they got in the back of my truck and ate the chili, and I drove.
The scents grabbed them by the nose and picked them up and kind of carried them where their feet were off the ground.
This was, if this were a cartoon, Mr. Ned, I think that maybe that would happen.
Oh, no, just call me Ned.
Mr. Ned is literally his father.
Fair enough. I guess I will. Anyway, they got into the back of my pickup truck, and I drove them 2 counties over, and I dropped them off there. Problem solved. Now,
so you just moved a problem?
You seem more like a problem mover.
Well, some people have said that. Some people would. It's just a matter of perception.
Are they in your Yelp reviews?
Are they the homeless people you keep moving around?
No, they were very happy. I felt like they were smiling when I dropped them off.
Where did you move them?
2 counties over.
And what is that?
Just like a better county?
It's in William,
Alabama.
William, Alabama. It's a very small town.
Walla Walla, Washington, Alabama.
No, William lives there and his family mostly. It's about 2 acres.
So William has some new friends, I guess.
Well, you know what? People. Here's the thing, though. Now here's where the problem solving comes in. He has himself a ranch out there, William. Okay. And now these 2 fine gentlemen, now they needed work because they were homeless, hobos. Boom, they had jobs. They're ranch hands now. They're making a living, an honest one.
Oh, actually,
and everything has been solved. So that's why the mayor had me come down here. She's like, that was a great job you did. You took 100% homeless to 0% homeless. And you solved 100% of the homeless, and just in case you're keeping score at home.
Hold on.
Yeah.
You said you went from 100% homeless.
Yeah, I took 100% of the homeless.
This whole town. Just
No.
Now,
Don't try to get me twisted up now.
I mean, I've never been to Portland, Oregon, Alabama. I don't know.
You should go. But
it sounds to me like you were working for the mayor of William, Alabama, and you poached everyone in the town of Portland, Oregon, Alabama, and forced them to go work for William as ranch hands.
well, that is also tied up in the PSPS litigation.
Did you call it PSBS?
Well, you call me.
Okay. Well,
but anyway, so that's why I'm here, and so I've had to think on a wider scale, more logistical. So I've come up with a solution that I think is going to work.
I don't think there's enough chili to do it
really well.
A chili that leads them onto a trebuchet and shoots them into other towns.
Well, it's funny you should say that. Now, have you been looking into my notebook while I was out with Miss Parker now? No, it's something similar. There is flight involved. Now, let me tell you what. I've taken my idea of the hobo chili to a new level. I've bottled the scent, and what I've done is I've taken large silo cylindrical type objects, and I've put them in different places in the city, and I've sprayed them with this pheromone of hobo chili. Now what happens is all the hobos come running, and when they get to it, they stick to it like a fly paper, but it's totally safe. Then shoots them off to Mars.
I'm seeing a lot. Wait a second.
Wait a second, listen.
Mars.
The planet Mars.
Okay. The planet Mars, Alabama?
No, in the interstellar galaxy of Mars. Yeah, I heard you said you were a Trekkie earlier, right? Did I hear you say like trekking?
Sure, yeah.
Trekking to Mars, okay?
Okay, no, just trekking in.
And while they're up there, and once they get there, their jobs will be to start a colony. See? So they've got jobs, they're in another place, they're starting a new life.
Okay.
On Mars.
So you're letting them set the rules on Mars.
Exactly. It's kind of like yeah, it's kind of going to be like an Australia type situation.
Can they breathe up there? Do you have an apparatus so they can survive? I mean, space is cool.
I look like I said that we're in the planning stages of a lot of this, but
wait, what? How far into this plan are you already? Have you already put the silos up?
It sounds like really drawn to trebuchet or to rocket.
I don't know if you saw the trucks going by, but the silos are ready.
Silos are ready?
Okay. Are they're already soaked? They're chili soaked?
Oh my Lord, they are soaked.
Are you concerned? Now this is a Texas town. People down here love their chili.
But
they love their space program too.
Oh, we do. Yeah,
and that is why I went with that. So I shows pride. I wanted to show you that I come to your city and I recognize what is pride.
Aren't you concerned you're going to be shooting off people who aren't homeless?
No, and this is why. See, that's an excellent question, Dad.
Thank you so much. I'm a great interviewer.
When I first, I see you've done a lot of research. You got a lot of notes there already.
For someone who we've never met before, you have some very coincidental.
Well, no, it's just well, he waited till I said my name, and I saw him on the computer.
Oh yeah,
scribbling.
You know, but the thing is, Ned, like I said, excellent, Mr. Ned, excellent question. There's a certain patois to a hobo chili that only a hobo can smell and be attracted to. Their noses are primed for it. I don't know how it works. I'm not a scientist.
Is this like a smell frequency?
I'm a problem solver.
I think it's kind of like when you go blind, your other senses improve. When you come home with your nose just like
see,
fine.
That's exactly. You know what? I should have related it back to the comic book terms of your day. Daredevil. Like a Daredevil scenario.
See, if you can't explain it as a cartoon or a comic book, then they're like, "Ooh, what's that mean?"
So you're telling me you essentially become a Toucan Sam?
Yes, or maybe like a Trix rabbit to an extent. You're attracted to the tricks, but you actually would get them, but they won't be tricks. There'll be no chili.
It's just one trick, the trick of tricking people into being on a different planet.
You are good at puns.
You heard it here first, fellas.
Paul Smith says you are good at puns.
All right.
I also jam my own preserves on the weekends. That's just a personal thing I do.
Yeah, wait, what kind of preserves?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm no longer concerned about this horrific plan you have. Tell me about these preserves.
I want to circle back to the plan, but I do want to hear about the preserves.
All kinds of preserves. Okay.
We're getting some questions over here. People are asking about, I would like to know the art of grilling a leather shoe.
I think that's a question for a hobo.
That
You're
would
not a
be
hobo, right?
if you would like to later on this evening, between probably shortly after 2 a.m. If you want to hang out, maybe in a major area of the city next to a silo.
You're doing this tonight?
You might be. Oh,
Just look for some chili covered.
you might be. You might be able to ask someone who can answer that question for you.
That's fair. Okay.
So, yes. Next question.
I guess tell us about the preserves real quick. I'm very curious about those.
I just love to preserve all kinds of things.
Memories, childhood photos.
No, nothing.
yams?
Nothing quite as tried as that.
Whoa!
Mostly, I
Paul
preserve.
Smith coming in with the $4 words.
I don't understand that. But, mostly, I preserve the pieces of bodies of hobos that happen to fall off during my during transit, if you will, because a lot of them are sick. You understand? And
Now, this is the first time I'm realizing this might be unethical.
I can't believe
I
Mayor
don't
Parker's
understand.
signing off on this.
She's
not even the
100%.
mayor. She's the proof.
Well, that's the problem. See, that's the thing. Now but she knows who to talk to. She's greasing the wheels.
Oh, okay.
We're getting it
Using
going.
chili to grease the wheels? I'm really confused here.
No,
Maybe
there
I'll-
is not. There's actually no chili, Mr. Ned. It is a scent that I have patented.
You're right.
I've had it produced in mass quantities. I've had it soaked into rocket silos.
You're talking
that
about
are sticky and will send the homeless to Mars, where they will have jobs building communities. What don't you understand about this?
I guess can I buy this scent? I'm pretty sure I
Ned-
saw it.
Ned's getting back into dating game. He needs some chili perfume.
Yeah, as seen on TV.
Chili cologne.
No beans, number
Chili
5.
perfume.
I guess these are funny jokes, but this is a serious job that I have. But like you said, my preserves, like a hand will fall off sometimes, or a foot.
Oh, how?
Toes, a couple of toes. Well, they're out. They're exposed to the elements.
I imagine birds are
there's
flying
all
by when they're flying up.
With
You don't-
knives for wings?
No, with
Sometimes,
knives for beaks, kid.
They fall.
But
And a hand will
these are
break off.
sticky silos.
Sometimes when they're wandering towards a sticky silo, and they get pulled off. They have to get pulled off at some point,
Right.
for the transit, and some hands will fall off and they fall down. And
Those are some sticky silos.
I just pick them up from underneath ground, wherever Rocket Land takeoff
right.
is, whatever we want to call it, not Ground Zero because that's inappropriate.
So you're preserving these hands.
Yeah, mostly hands, yes.
Yeah. What are you doing with them? You selling these? You eating them? You
no,
you
these
just
are
have
my
a bunch
these
of
are
jars.
my,
Preserving them.
these are my personal.
He's going town to town. No one needs that many
hands.
jars.
I do. I've got a lot of I've built some curio cabinets.
Do you have a car?
I'm
What are you
also
moving all
passionate
this
about
Do you get
woodworking.
paid in jars? Does the city just pay you in jars in return for your services?
No, they don't. They pay me money because it is a job. I take that money and I go to any number of canning stores, supply stores.
You buy a jarring amount of glass containers.
Okay, that's all. Now I don't even. You can buy what is called a lot, not a lot, but a lot.
a whole lot.
Of son, really?
No, I
of jars. So
Yeah.
I have got many jars, and and I use them all. I build cabinets. So I have a hand shaped bookshelf that I've made, and I put all the hands on it, different ones. I have a baby hand.
you have a baby hand.
I gotta ask.
I'm sorry.
Who is waiting for these people on Mars? Who is going to be welcoming them? Do you have like a counterpart up there in space?
No, what I've done is I have sent explicit instructions.
Wait, James has just chimed in. He said, "Are you talking NASA stuff over here?"
Who's James? Who is this?
James Medford. He used to work for NASA.
Friend of the show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, friend of the show.
All right. I don't know.
Now, yeah, he might be able to help us. So, James, people are being
Look,
shot into space.
I look. I don't. Before
Via
we get
chili rocket.
too far into this, I don't want to have this to misconstrue that this was involved with NASA in any way. It is not.
Okay.
Right, yeah.
It's not involved with NASA. Has nothing to do with this. So we don't need to bring them in. We don't need to alert them.
See, I just feel
They're not even working right now anywhere. What's going on?
I just feel that if you've developed these sticky silos, that's the money melon. I don't know why you're going after the homeless problem. When if you sold these rockets, you could be making lots of money in the private space program.
This is not about making money. This is about helping solving problems for cities.
I like this guy.
And
Connor Moneybags over
I'm kind
here.
of like a hero, like you said, like
I guess
Daredevil.
so.
I'm like a what do you call them?
Krang.
I'm like the Krangs. I'm like an Avengers, and I come, and I don't take the money. I'm not the rich one. I'm the one that just does it.
Wait. So it's a job, but they give you money and you refuse it.
No, I did not say I refuse the money.
Yeah, he buys 1,000 jars out of it.
It's a modest salary. I'm here to make problems solve, not sell rockets. All right, that's not what it's about.
What?
So they could sell them back to the cities at double to triple the price?
Where are you going next so I can warn them?
We're getting a phone call. Oh my god!
Mic down.
I got really excited about this phone call. Hang on a second. Hi there, you're on Effin Rager.
Yeah, this is James not Medford from the National Aeronautics and Space Administration.
Friend of the show. How's it going, James?
All right.
Mr. Comunale, we have some
who is that now?
issues with some of the things you're saying.
We actually don't have.
Sir, I'm already going to have to stop you right there because you obviously are a little off base. My name is Paul Smith. I'm a problem solver. I'm from Portland, Oregon, Alabama, and I've solved the homeless problem there. And the mayor has brought me here.
Okay, enough, Paul. James, what
do you got? What do you got, James?
I got nothing.
That's exactly what. See, and that's because you cannot stop my plan. It's foolproof.
I just want you to be aware that just because the federal government is in a shutdown status at this moment, that we're still watching and paying attention to what you're doing there, and I just have nothing.
He makes a good point, though. People are going to see you launch these rockets. Aren't you concerned about someone stopping you?
No, because you know why? That's fine. They're like you said, they're still watching. But, I walked through TSA with the joint in my pocket 2 days ago.
Oh, my God. Well, James, thank you so much for the insight. Thank you very much for calling.
I hope he needs an elbow joint.
I didn't even take my iPad out of my backpack like you're supposed to.
Man.
They said, whatever.
You're a problem solver and a rule breaker. Yeah.
Well,
you do have
when in Rome.
You do have a certain air about you. You just exude confidence, and I would honestly, Ned and I have a problem in our apartment. We got a thing that lives in the attic.
We have to talk about this. Actually, as of last night, in the wall, I meant to tell you this.
Is this?
We'll talk about this offline.
Is this like one of those your evil twin, or
we don't know.
It could be
mutated twin lives up there. Or
my Kuato broke off and ran into the wall.
Because now this is a problem that I could solve.
Okay. How would you solve this problem?
Okay, so where is it right now?
It's
apparently in the wall.
Yeah, it's the wall right behind the couch.
Right behind the couch.
Oh
okay,
my
is this
God.
a one?
It practically whispered in my ear last night. It said, "Get out."
Is this a one-story house or is this a two-story?
Oh, there are many stories to be told under this roof.
One story.
Son, do you want me to help
tales.
you solve this problem, or would?
Sincerely, I want to continue to make jokes, but you can help us.
All right. Well, it's you.
No, please help us. Please help us.
Okay, so it's a one-story, two-story house.
It's a one-story house.
One-story house. Okay, just the two of you living there in the walls. Something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
All right, we want it gone.
Possibly.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come over to your house. I'm going to strap rockets.
I already hate this.
Both sides,
I'm
front and
listening.
back. Front and back. Okay. You know that chili you wanted to smell so bad, Ned? I'm going to bring some over.
Awesome.
And then I'm going to shoot your house into space.
All right.
And I'm going to send it to Mars, and the homeless people up there are going to take care of that problem in your wall. They're going to send you right back.
That's awesome.
gonna send
You
us
are
back?
creating jobs.
Dude, we get a round trip ticket to Mars.
No.
I don't think we're going.
You don't get to go. No, I'm just going to send your house up there.
Well-
you're not homeless, but I guess you will.
I guess we're
We
about
will
to be.
if you send our house up there. Do you have a second rocket so we can follow our house?
Interesting that you say
We
that.
can't go up with the house because we'll be in home. But if we follow the house, I think it has to be like a 10-day delay or something.
I think you boys are seeing just how this works.
Damn. I think we figured out how space and the homeless problem can intertwine. This is amazing.
I don't know anything about solving space problems. I haven't been hired that. And solving
man.
homeless problems.
You gotta
I know.
watch the news. There's all kinds of problems in space.
What's the
Yeah, they
Star
keep
Wars?
hearing this weird high frequency sound. We don't know how to take care of that one.
Yeah, and trash in space. People are littering. astronauts and all that. They're throwing their Starbucks out.
Okay, well, I'll say this. If any astronauts up there would like to acquire my services to solve the pollution problem in outer space.
Oh, how would you solve the pollution problem?
Well, I mean, I haven't really given it a lot of thought, but right off the top of the head, I think what I would do is I'd adapt my rocket technology and take one of my rockets up into space, and then I would have with me a certain net, if you will, a la Superman 4, The Quest for Peace, when he fought Nuclear Man in space, and he took all the nuclear weapons and he had them in this kind of net. So I will have that kind of net, and I will get all the trash together in this net, and then I will seal the net. Then I will strap rockets to the side of that net.
How many rockets do you have?
Shoot it further off into space, where it will not bother anybody, and the homeless out there can take care of it.
You seem more like a mover than a problem solver.
Now you said that earlier, but I believe I solved the problem.
Look, I mean, out of sight, out of mind, ignorance is bliss. Paul Smith, sign me up.
All right, man. You know what? I like the cut of your jib, Connor.
I like the cut of your hair.
Thanks. I'm wearing a hat, but I appreciate that.
I thought it was just an odd haircut. Yeah.
I was like that because I saw it. I was like, that's the greatest haircut I've ever seen. That's so inventive.
It's the Portland, Oregon, Alabama hairstyle. It's a flat bill, straightforward of hair.
well, you know, all the seniors in Portland, Oregon, Alabama High School had to grow their hair in the shape of a hat. It's kind of a rite of passage
for Supreme Leader Paul Smith.
So I actually did do that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Everyone in that school 100% homeless.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, the show has to come to an end.
Well, that's too bad.
We're going to go into our last segment of the show here.
Yeah, we usually do plugs.
Yeah, well, I've got some stuff to plug. I know you do too. So
yeah, sure.
Here we go.
Ooh, yeah.
You ever heard about Huey Lewis in the news?
No, I haven't. I'm actually...
I want a new plug.
Okay.
Tell us what's going on. Tell us all the stuff you're doing after I sing this song. Unfortunately, Paul Smith ran out of the room. I guess he got nervous from hearing Huey Lewis in the news. But
yeah, it's crazy. Whoa!
Hey, John
Guys,
Wayne.
holy crap. You will not believe it. I just went out to go to the bathroom real quick. I'm sorry I was gone for so long, but I ran into the mayor out there, Anise Parker.
Oh, yeah.
She was telling me about this mind-blowing plan that the homeless...
John Wayne,
completely
say it no more. We heard everything.
Wow.
If you listen to the show tomorrow that comes out on iTunes, Stitcher, and wherever else you can get podcasts...
Connor, save it for plug.
We're in plug.
Yeah.
But wait, you're our guest. You go first. John Wayne, what do you have to plug?
Well, I'm sorry I missed the whole second half of the show.
Oh, it's usually the bad part.
But this time definitely probably was. But check out my new book, As Seen on TV. It's on Amazon and Kindle, and it'll be at johnwayneisdead.com, where you should go to the shop page to get all my other books. John Wayne is Dead's 12-inch record, our shirts, our new shirt, all on the shop page there. Also, check out my podcast, John Wayne Lied to You, a storytelling podcast that comes out every Monday. And if you're in Atlanta this weekend at Days of the Dead, I will be there with a table with the great and powerful David Barbie. Also, Nick P. will be in tow with me, and I do have a reading. Your boy's going to be reading at the con.
Yeah.
On Sunday, I believe that's at 3 o'clock. They've already got flyers and stuff out for that. So if you're coming to the con and you're listening, come say hi. Let's party. It's going to be like my birthday weekend. We'll just like do shots and drink white wine and just do crazy stuff.
Okay.
I love it.
Yeah. All right, Ned, what do you got to plug?
Futile Society Improv Troupe is at Secret Group every Thursday at 8 p.m., only $5. My art is still hanging up at Devil in the Deep Brewery in Galveston, so if you're over there on the island, go check it out. That's about it. Effin Rager's got a show coming up February 15th over at Station Theater.
Yeah. So at Station Theater on February 15th, Effin Rager will be having a live show. Finally, we're going back in front of a studio audience.
Yeah.
Very, very excited for
Back in the flesh, baby.
The day before that, at Station Theater, I will be participating in Faking It with Kelly Juneau. It's a show that she does every year. She'll be on the show.
Friend of the show.
She is a
friend of the show.
And a friend of mine.
Yes.
But not a friend of Paul Smith.
Who's that now?
You got to listen to the second half of the show.
He's a friend of the show.
Yeah. And then I would also like to plug the show Lion's Share.
Yeah.
Friend of the show, Rahul Rao. He's
Shouts out, Rahul.
Yeah, he's the lead in it. It opens up tomorrow night, I believe. And man, I wish I had a link. I think if you go to Dino Lion's Facebook page, facebook.com, just search Dino Lion. They'll have all the Lion's Share information. Get a huge group going. I've heard Rahul talk about it. I think it's going to be
it sounds
like
pretty incredible.
It's an interactive theater performance. Please go check it out. Go support this local scene. And I don't really have anything else to plug.
Well, that's perfect because the music's fading away, baby.
That it is. And with that, I think our show's going to be over for today. Yeah?
Yeah.
Bye.